What is going on, guys? The Inside the Blue podcast, and today we have our weekly picks. We're in week 7. We got a record of 59 and 46, if my math is correct. We've been really starting to get things going. We've been looking way better each week of all our picks, and every week I feel like we start picking some dogs, and the dogs bark. All right, the LA Rams taking on the Minnesota Vikings. We'll get into that pick in a second. If there was one pick that I really liked, it was taking the Detroit Lions over the Minnesota Vikings. I think those two teams are some of the best teams in football. But now they don't have to play each other. Minnesota's got a game against the Rams. And, I mean, if there is a track record of the Minnesota Vikings, when they go on this streak, they start to go cold. So we're going to take another dog this week, and we're going to take the LA Rams. We're going to take the LA Rams, taking another dog this week. Minnesota's going to fall back down to earth. They're going to unfortunately have 2 straight losses. Getting into our another pick, probably the lock of the week, in my opinion, and I think they're gonna blow them out. I really do. I think if there is a game that Baltimore is just going to absolutely cruise by, it's against the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns are going to get smoked this week, and I bet you bottom dollar. All right, and if they lose, I mean, if Baltimore loses, then oh boy. But getting into our another game, like another pretty easy pick for me. This feels Detroit all over. At home, the QB situation's terrible in Tennessee. They just traded away DeAndre Hopkins, so they have absolutely no weapons. They have Tony Pollard, and that's about it. I have another blowout, and I don't think Detroit is going to really give them much. I don't think they're going to get very much going on the offense for Tennessee, and I think Detroit is just going to cruise by the Tennessee Titans and take over the NFC North of 6-1. Getting into another week, another divisional matchup. Actually, second division matchup. Got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. We're going to take Houston here. We're going to take Houston. CJ Stroud's a good QB. Anthony Richardson is up and down. We don't know what type of Anthony Richardson we're going to get every week. They just came off a nice win against the Miami Dolphins. But regardless, we're going to take the Houston Texans here. Getting into another game that I really, really think Green Bay has it, and I just don't think Jacksonville's a great football team. I think Doug Peterson is going to get fired after this year. I said he might get fired at the midseason mark. It seems like Trevor Lawrence is starting to play better, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But I think it's going to be a closer game than people anticipate, taking the Green Bay Packers over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And if you guys are new here, whatever the scores I pick, none of them really hit. I don't really try to change up the scores unless it's something super close. But we're going to take Green Bay in a 20-16 final, because why not? Getting into our another game, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Miami Dolphins. And is Tua back? Is Tua Tagovailoa back? I mean, if he is, I still don't know if I trust him. But, I mean, if him and Tyreek Hill are on the same page and Mike McDaniel is calling a good game, they could get a win here. And we're going to take Miami this week. And I think the offense isn't going to put up 30. I think it's going to be a much closer game. We're going to put up a 24-19 final. Getting into another divisional matchup and getting into our next slate of games. The New England Patriots taking on the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers just acquired his best buddy, Davante Adams. They didn't have the greatest first game together. Aaron Rodgers threw a few bad picks. One of them was off Garrett Wilson. I forgot what the other one was. But like this Jets team, on paper, they should be way better than 2-5. New England's not a good team. I'm going to take the Jets for a second straight week. And if they fail me, they fail me. And I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't think any Jets Patriots game is ever high scoring. I feel like the over under is like 38.5 each and every week. Getting into another game, not Pittsburgh, Philadelphia going into Cincinnati. Cincinnati seems like they're starting to maybe win some games. Philadelphia with a very nice win against the New York Giants, just allowing 3 points. It seems like maybe the offense is going to start to click together and start to be that dog team that everyone thought Philadelphia was going to be at the start of the season, where they just roll over teams and they dominate and they dominate and they dominate, and then they win the NFC East. But I'm leaning towards Cincinnati, but I feel like with how good they played in their game against the New York Giants, I know the New York Giants don't have a great offense, but I feel like just with how things have gone and what they're trending in the right direction, I think they're going to beat Cincinnati. I don't know if Cincinnati has a good enough defense to stop Saquon Barkley or stop A.J. Brown or stop Devontae Smith. We're going to take them. Getting into another divisional matchup as we get into the next slate of games. Atlanta just kind of got beat up by Geno Smith. And, I mean, Tampa Bay allowed, 41 points to the Baltimore Ravens. Doesn't seem like things look great for both defenses coming off those two tough losses. But I think I'm going to take... I kind of like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Actually, no. We're taking Atlanta. I just realized that they have way too many injuries. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I completely forgot Mike Evans was injured, and Chris Godwin snapped his ankle. So we're going to take Kirk Cousins there. It just popped in my head that they don't have very, very much. But, hey, anything can happen in football. We do know that. But getting into another week, the Chargers taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have not looked good ever since they started 2-0. That's 5 straight losses. And now they're taking on a Justin Herbert team that lost a brutal one to the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to take the Chargers in this one, taken against the New Orleans Saints. Oh my gosh, completely forgot their name. Buffalo going at Seattle. Really, really tough atmosphere to play in. Seattle's one of those teams where I feel like you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know. You don't know if you're going to have an elite offensive standpoint from Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, who's now week to week, or you're just going to get Josh Allen absolutely destroying your defense. And in my opinion, I got to take the second option with the Buffalo Bills defeating the Seattle Seahawks with a score of 23-19, whatever they predict. Chicago now taking on the Washington Commanders. Commanders have looked good. Bears are starting to look good. This is the game for both of the QB drafts, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Pretty sure Jaden Daniels is gonna play. I still think I like the Commanders more, but I mean a 6-2 start for the Washington Commanders would be very, very good, and it would honestly put them in a pretty good spot to win the NFC East if they just continue to just beat up team after team after team. And we're going to take the Washington Commanders in this one. And now, Bryo's News Fest of the week. Carolina, 1-6. Nothing is going right for them. It's a bad, bad look for them. They can't get anything going on the offense, and they can't get anything going on the defense. taking the Denver Broncos here in a not very close one. Honestly, if there's a time that nothing is going to go right for them, it's this week. Getting into our last slate of games, we have the 6-0 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Dallas taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who just lost a brutal one to the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Giants taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers to wrap up this week. Do I have to say much about the Kansas City Chiefs? They're 6-0. I thought they would get their first loss against San Fran. San Fran played a terrible game. Lots of turnovers. And not enough to beat Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs acquire DeAndre Hopkins. Whether the guy's 30 or he's 34 or whatever his age is, DeAndre Hopkins and Mahomes are going to do some stuff, and it's going to be some fun stuff. They still have Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice is obviously out. Pacheco's obviously out. They have some injuries, but that defense is going to absolutely maul the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think they're going to put up a lot of points. I think they're going to score 4 touchdowns. I think they're going to get to 7-0, and that's a really good start for Kansas City. We knew they were going to be really good. Did we expect 7-0? Probably not, because it's tough to stay undefeated in this league. Steve Spagnuolo got that defense on locks last week. I expect it again, and I expect them to win. But I know San Fran lost last week, but I think they're going to bounce back. They have a good track record against the Dallas Cowboys in the regular season. They tend to beat up on Dak Prescott. They tend to really make him, force him to make mistakes. And overall, I think just Dallas is not that powerhouse, tons of weapons, elite defense. Parsons has been out of the lineup. DeMarcus Lawrence has been out of the lineup. Cornerbacks, in my opinion, sometimes are suspect. It seems like Mike McCarthy is probably on his way out, in my opinion, especially if you're under 500 and you don't make the playoffs. I think that's when Jerry Jones lets the leash off. And overall, I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win, personally. I don't think the 49ers are going to lose this game. I think they have better. They have a better. Just a lot of things that are better that I like on San Fran than I like on Dallas. I know that San Fran has injuries with Brandon Ayuk tearing his ACL, Deebo Samuel with the sickness and all of that. I still think they're going to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Getting into our final game of the week, Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh coming off a big win against the other New York team, the New York Jets. And I expect them to do the same against the New York Giants. The Giants are... for me, it really upsets me about the Giants. Because, well, one, they can't score. And I'm going to make the prediction they only put up 13 points. I'm going to look back at this video, and we're going to see if I was correct or I was incorrect about this game. But anyways, Giants are 2-6. Pittsburgh 6-2. They're rolling. They have a good chance, along with the Baltimore Ravens, to win their division. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for another week. I apologize for my nose running and all the stuffy nose and stuff during the video. But that's our picks, of course. On the road to 300 subs. On the road to 300 freaking subs. Join the movement. Join the program. And of course, let's have a day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's hope we hit on these picks. We've been great the last 2 weeks. Let's hope for another one. See you.